Welcome, everybody. Yeah, welcome to this podcast. Sorry, I sound like I'm just like waking up. Um, that's probably sound like garbage, but hold on 1 second. So today we're gonna be talking about wrestling and some other things, just off the topic. And I do have a guest coming in soon. I don't, man, I can't get my thoughts together. I'm gonna try to get this person in here soon. All right, let's see if we can do this. Oh, good. She has a Gmail. That's gonna make this real easy. Send it. I don't know what happened. Hope everybody's having a great evening. And I know it's kind of late, and normally I do these things a little earlier, but kind of got home and fell asleep. Alright, I'm gonna go get a drink. Hello?
Hi. What's up?
Hey, what up?
Not much. Hanging out.
Sorry, I'm not my best self right now.
Yeah, neither am I.
So how's it going? How's everything?
Things are good, life. How about you?
I'm hanging on by a thread.
Sorry, I'm like trying to fix my hair. I got major bed head because I've been like laying around all day.
Yeah, I understand. I got knocked out as soon as I left work, so
It's the freaking worst. I know that feeling.
I crashed for like 8 hours because I worked like overnight last night.
See, I do night shift all the time. I've been doing night shift for 4 years now, so I totally get it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to sleep.
Yeah, I would be too. I'm like trying to. Okay, there we go. I'm like holding my phone all crooked. I got one piece of my hair does not want to cooperate. It's okay.
Oh man, my hair is like all wild.
My cats are like trying to be nosy and climb up on the bed. Butters, come here.
Say no.
Say hi. Say
Aww.
hi. He's not with the shit right now.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
All right, so what's going on? What are we going to talk about?
Definitely we're going to talk about wrestling. That's going to be a main thing.
All right.
Because I've been doing...
that.
I mean, that's obviously how we met.
I know. How many years ago? Like what? 12?
Oddly. Yeah,
such a long time ago. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but you know, that's the funny thing about wrestling is it does that to you.
Yeah, it definitely does. It brings a lot of random people together in very weird ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. Because I'm sure you've seen, like, I recently kind of jumped back into ACPW in a different matter. So
yeah, I mean, I've kind of on and off kind of like jumped in and out of talking to Chris, and I mean, I'm friends with Megan on Facebook, but I've kind of stepped back from that for a while, just because you know life is important at some point. Just the reality of it, just set back.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, so like, I mean, I've always, maintained contact with them, even when, the very lengthy period that like I wasn't even involved. But like Chris has been trying to get me back in for years. Like every time he's been around, he's like, "Come train, come do this," and I'm like, "No, I can't." And I actually have like neck injuries and stuff from work, so like I can't really like do much as far as that until I know what's going on with my neck. But it was really cool because like the opportunity popped up that they were able to bring shows out towards me. So I helped them book the venue and everything. And beings that, I did that, they were kind of like, "Hey, listen, we want you to jump on board more." And now that I am like going through a divorce and I don't have somebody telling me what I can and can't do anymore, I'm like kind of jumping in full force. So it's really fun. I just got approval from work that I can have Saturdays off, so that way I'll have more time to dedicate to it. So I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, you need that outlet. I mean, if you don't, it'll drive you crazy. Hold on one second.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been driven crazy for like way too long. So
yeah, hold on one second.
Yeah, you're fine. Take your time.
All right, Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I cannot figure out what is going on with this one piece of my hair, and it's like really bugging me.
Yeah. I literally just put a fucking hat on. I just can't.
Listen, no, like I have a bandana around my head. Like it's cool, whatever. I don't care. I've got like this long like swamp witch hair going on, so it's all good. Yeah, no, so like as far as wrestling, like do you still follow any of the like current stuff that's going on, or?
Man, we watching wrestling right now.
I no longer have cable. I cut that shit because I got tired of paying for it.
We've been like even now, like we kind of like we just put it on and well, sometimes I'll watch it and sometimes I won't. I mean, I don't know, just because it just reminds me of the past all the time. So I'm just like,
yeah,
do I really want to watch it? But
yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, I still enjoy like kind of seeing what's going on and like checking out some of the crazy storylines that they come up with. But like,
just some of the talent actually is kind of like
some of them are really good, but then I feel like some of
them are
like,
really shit.
Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's funny though, because like I kind of feel like I get that like nostalgic feeling that like once in a while, like I just get so into it. Like I kind of go like in waves,
Yeah, and that's I think that's how it's always been. I mean, it's always been a part of our lives, and
it's always gonna be. It's like you're always gonna kind of come back to that. Like I still have people that I went to high school with that bring up like wrestling to me all the time, and they're like, "Oh my god, like you're still into that?" And then
yeah, it's like a weird quirk. I mean, I just couldn't get rid of it.
It is. It's really funny, and like it's kind of like my party trick in a way, because people hear it and like they don't get it, but it's so funny because like when I had the show, because I just did a show on February 8th with ACPW, and it was a freaking blast. Like I literally I was so nervous because I hate being like center of attention anyway. But
I would have never guessed that.
No, I really do. Like I'm so socially awkward. But it was really funny because like I got there and I was freaking out, and then like they were like, "Hey, we want you to present the new title, like we want you to do this." I'm like, "Oh my god, like you're asking so much." And, like I was totally freaked out, and then finally they were like, "Listen, like it's your time, like you got to go out there and do your thing." And I'm like, "Oh shit." But like I got out there, and as soon as I got like the reaction from the fans and I just got out there in front of everybody, I was totally cool. It was like, it was kind of like being home again. So
yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good time. I'm looking forward to doing more,
Yeah, and and that's, I mean, I've always thought about going back and traveling and doing all that stuff, but then I mean, I realized like how really hard and time consuming it is. I mean, you literally have to give up everything, and that's what kind of like,
yeah.
After I've spent so many years trying to scrape and do what I need to do,
it's hard. Like, and I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is. Like,
I mean, I gave up like probably about, I mean, right around the time we met, actually, I gave up like a lot of time. Like I was calling out of work. I was doing everything just to make sure that I gave everything that I wanted.
Definitely. And like, I think, there's so many people that like, they think, okay, oh, well, this person decided to do WWE. Like, I don't think they realize like when you like, especially like an indie.
Back then, I mean, like technically back then, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
like,
fine.
It was still like you had to travel. You had to like,
yeah, like you had to fucking put in work.
Like now it's just like, oh, okay, so we go to training center and we do all that stuff, and like it's just
everybody knows somebody now. Like
it's too intertwined.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, it kind of, I feel like if you look like 10 years ago, those are the people that put like literally poured blood, sweat, and tears into it, and then now it's like you don't have that as much anymore. But I mean, it's cool. Like,
but I'm kind of glad that I did do that because it built character, and it
absolutely,
it gave me so many stories, and it gave me.
You were doing like the camera stuff, I think, when we met, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
At that time, I was doing camera stuff because, I was doing all like what I call like the high spot stuff. Basically, all the stuff you see people like doing crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at that time, like my friend was like, "Yeah, just catch what you can," and I would just pick all the points. Like he would film the whole thing, like, but
Right,
me,
right.
I was zooming in on the good shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I remember like being at like the shows that you were like. I remember like you were like up in there, so like that was pretty funny. It was pretty cool.
yeah,
Um,
we really like. I mean, it was like even he was telling me like when I talked to him last. I mean, he told me, "Oh, well," he's like, "I've been thinking about going back." He's like, "What do you think about it?" I'm like, I mean, it is what
eh,
it is. Eh.
but that's how I've been for years. Like when I mean, Chris has been on my ass. He's like, come on, come back, do this, do that. And I'm like, I want to, I really do. But like, unfortunately, like life happened, like I had kids, I had a family I had to take care of. So I couldn't give up
Just
everything,
jump.
Um, but I
I
feel
think
like,
the last time I remember, the last time I actually talked to you, I think it was you had gotten into some trouble, and I don't. It was a while ago. Like, I mean, it was big time trouble. I don't know. You had to do some things.
yeah, I don't remember which time that was. That the underage drinking?
Probably. I don't know. You were ringing the bell for Salvation Army or some
Yes.
shit.
Yes, that was the underage drinking charge. I almost died from that. Yeah,
Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing
good
that?
times. I was a very depressed teenager, okay?
You were a very wild teenager, okay?
I was. You know what? It builds character.
It sure does.
Yeah, that's funny though. Like it really has been ages. Like, and to kind of like
Go
want to
back.
jump back in, it's kind of like it's overwhelming, but I feel like I'm older now. Like I have like a little bit of a better mental status going on. So
Yeah.
like it's cool. But I mean, that was so like initially, I was brought in as Discord's doll. I was Nero. And we've like talked about it, like trying to figure stuff out. And like, we kind of like came to the realization, okay, well, Megan's not full-time wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, I definitely want to be back in. So like we came up with like my new gimmick that I'm going by, which is Ivy. And I kind of think I like this better because if we would have tried to stay with the thing, it's like I'm not a 14-year-old anymore. So like
I mean,
can't
and
be a
that's the
doll.
whole thing. Like, you would literally have to go back and be like, okay, this dog got possessed, and then like shit was happening. Like,
Yeah,
it
like we have
basically
to try to like come up with something. And that, that's just
like
a
the
lot.
story would have to be like it would have to like take a weird turn, and it's just like, yeah.
Right.
But then
So
it would iron itself out, and I don't know. I could never get into like the politics of the story stuff because it just
yeah.
people get weird.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. But yeah, I mean it's cool. I'm excited about it.
I know.
I'm excited to see where it's gonna go.
Oh man, I'm so cold. It's cold in this basement.
Yeah, you won't catch me down in my basement. My basement's like an old cellar, so it's like cold and gross and spiders.
Well, I mean, let's see. I had my own place after I left, I think it was 2011. I left in 2011 from where I was at, and I moved back in with my parents. And at this time, I was just like, man, I really fucked up. Like, man, I could have gone any worse. But honestly, I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. And
you're good.
But like now, I have like my own place, and we just like we got a house, but we're like renting it, but it's okay because I mean, who the hell wants to own a house anyway?
Listen, I would love to buy a house right now, but given my circumstances, that's not happening. So I'm grateful because my house, it's actually my great grandmother owns it.
Yeah.
But she hasn't lived here in years. So like
Yeah.
I moved in and it's really nice because like I don't have to worry about like super expensive rent and all of that fun stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you get towards the north. I mean, it's definitely more expensive, and I'm trying to move further south anyway because it's too damn cold.
where are you now?
I was near DC, but then I moved towards Winchester, so near like kind of going towards West Virginia.
Okay, gotcha.
Which I know that they have a little bit of wrestling out this way, but not much.
Right.
A lot of local shit, like stuff that Mickey James has done. I mean, there's a couple different places. I mean, but I enjoy like that was the most part of it, is like I enjoyed the travel, and I think that was one of the things, like all the stories and shit that I have is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's like one of the cool things though. Like you can pull that out and like tell that to people, and people are like super wowed by it.
Yeah,
Like,
and a lot of people don't even like. It's so funny because a lot of people don't even like know, like, until I actually showed them photos of things.
yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it, but it is just like almost outer body. Like I've met Jerry the King Lawler like 3 or 4 times already, and he's legit like cool dude. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Like it's so insane because I feel like when I start talking about wrestling with people, and it's not always often, but like it's recently come back up because a lot of people
it always does
that didn't know me, like they're hearing about this and they're like, well, when did you get into that, or how did you get into that? And like I have to explain things, and then everybody's like, oh, I want to see pictures, like so then I gotta like try to like backtrack into like the millions of photos that I have, and I don't have a ton of pictures from back then because most of it was uploaded to MySpace.
Oh man.
And like freaking MySpace.
Yeah, literally, that was MySpace, so get out.
Yeah, but like I mean, it was like everything was loaded on MySpace, and since MySpace like totally like crashed, changed, and revamped, like I was able to log into my old account, but a lot of my pictures and stuff were totally gone.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't log into it, so, and I already knew my stuff wasn't locked, so I went in there and I just grabbed everything that I could.
Yeah.
And I dipped out.
Yeah.
So if they have photos, it's probably from like way back.
Right. Well, like that's what I'm saying. I only have like a handful of photos from events. Like I have the one from one of the, I think it was in Oaks, one of the shows that we did out there. And it was me and Megan. Megan had a casket match, I think, versus Monique.
I remember that. Yeah. I think I was there.
Yeah, you were there. You were there. I remember you being there because like we were talking. Yeah, okay, you were there. But like I have some pictures from that, and like we did like a promo pic or whatever where Jean and Nicole came up behind Megan and was like choking her in the locker room, and I was like behind her, like ready to knock her out. And I have like a couple of pictures, I think, from the first show that I did, which was where I came in, and I think it was Jean and Nicole also like took one of the dolls from Megan or something like that. It was crazy. But it's so funny.
I'm guessing like, Chris wrote the storyline, so
yeah. Leave my dad alone. Listen, that man, no matter what, he is still like my second father. It is awesome. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, he's legit. Like he is. He's awesome as shit. Like, and he's always been inviting. He's always like tried to get me to come back.
Yeah. Well, it's hilarious though because he's always, like I said, he's basically become like a second dad to me. Like we are very close. We talk all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because he was like, I told everybody that you're my daughter, that you're totally off limits, so none of those fuckers are gonna try anything, and it's oh my god, like I went to this event, and like one of the guys that was working security just kind of like popped over and was like talking to me, and Chris just like slid in between us, and he was like, that's my daughter. What are you going to talk to my daughter? Like it was so crazy. I'm like, I'm not a kid anymore. Like you don't have to be like this. But I mean, he totally does. That's who he is.
Yeah, I know. He's creepy.
No, he's not. He's great.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I like it though because I feel like I love the idea though because it's very like at least everybody that is like involved in the events now, like all the talent and everything, they're very respectful. Like I don't feel like I'm walking into a meat market. I feel like I can walk in here and like everybody's got my back.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah, and like at this last event, apparently like somebody in the crowd like said something. I didn't hear it, but one of the I think it's like one of the students, like he's training now. Like he came over and he was like, somebody's gonna walk you to your car when you leave tonight, because such and such was said. And I'm like, wow, like I appreciate that. I mean, I'm cool. Like I can handle my own, obviously. But
there's fucking creepers out there, like literally.
Yeah, I mean there definitely are. Well, I developed a stalker.
What?
From back in the day.
Like, wasn't me.
No, like a legitimate stalker. Like I don't even know how this dude found my name. Like how he even figured out who I was. And I didn't put it together. Because listen, because I mean, come on, I was a 14-year-old. Like everybody was friending me, and I didn't have any type of sense of like safety. I was like, okay,
there's no
sure,
consciousness,
accept like whatever. And here, like just this dude, I guess he was like a fan or whatever. Like he was following me on like all my pages and stuff, and kind of got creepy. Like I had to like tell Chris, and Chris was like, "Whoa, like this is a little nuts." And
I mean, did you show him, like, be like, hey, you might want to take a look at this?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course I did. Because my thing is, first of all, I'm not gonna get blamed for this shit. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, because there's always that too. People, and people are crazy in this world. Today. I mean, I'm all for having people love one another, but damn, like there's some people that are mentally just can't handle it.
Yeah. Like some people go off the deep end and go crazy. So
one of my friends, she used to be a psych nurse, but she told me
I love psych. Psych is my shit. I freaking love it. Oh my god. I'm crazy. When I was in nursing school, so in my area, I'm an LPN. I'm not an RN. So
not yet, but you can be.
I will be one day when both of my kids are in school and I can focus on nursing school again, because that was hell. Nursing school was horrible. Like I think there were times in nursing school where I'm like, damn it, why didn't I stick to wrestling? I could be famous and rich by now and not have to do this. But like I can remember being in nursing school and we had clinicals at one of our local psych units, and all the other nursing students were like scared to death, backs up against the wall, and I'm walking through there like la da da, like a freaking kid in a candy store. Like I fit right in.
Yeah, there's actually, and this is kind of what altered my brain a little bit and changed how I saw things, and actually made me make the decision not to go back. There was a show, I think it was at that church, the one where all those people, I guess, got like.
Oh.
My friend was telling me like how like in the church, like, and I guess Chris told him that somebody had like killed a bunch of people or some shit. I don't know, some crazy shit. But I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was. I want to say Tito Santana.
Yes, Tito. He was at one of our events.
Yeah, he's the one I talked to actually, and I got a picture with him. When I was talking to him, I was like asking him about like how to get into the business, especially like something as far as WWE now.
Right. Yeah.
Like what would I have to do to like break that? And he basically told me like honestly, he's like literally like if you want to do that, make sure you always have something to offer and give yourself a time frame. If you don't make it in 5 years, then go and do like an actual job.
Yeah. I mean, and that makes sense. And I feel like coming from somebody like Tito Santana, like that is something that I feel that's like really valuable information because
and I took it.
I mean for sure. I feel like some people and I hate to sound like, people shouldn't have hopes and dreams, but like me,
realistically.
Realistically, I know that like, wrestling for me is going to be more of a hobby. It's something that I like. It's something that I enjoy.
But do you really want to give it up? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
And like that's what I got too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's don't get me wrong. Like, if I could, if this were a perfect world, I could, do that full time and not have to worry about it. But clearly, the world is not perfect, and shit happens, and life happens, and I know that, realistically, you're not going to see me on a WWE stage anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been to all kinds of events, shows. I mean, hell, my friend, him and his family, they still go, and like he's got 2 little girls now, and I'm just like, okay, this is. I mean, he's still gonna watch. He asked me, he's kind of watching wrestling, but he's not really watching it. But then I don't know because I'm not. I just see what I see on Facebook, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It just I took the words he said and I applied it. I mean, it just made sense. Like I said, I had to look into it long term and where I wanted to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was willing to give it up, everything.
Yeah.
I was going to be, I mean, I was homeless for at some point. And
but it's like that passion, that strive, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that you really, really want and you feel like you want to give everything up to achieve that, then I'm all for it. But then you also have to, come to a conclusion. It's like, at what point is enough enough?
Yeah.
Like, if you've given all that you can and you don't have anything more to give, like, you kind of have to start thinking in the real world, like,
yeah, what do I got to do? Like, do I really want to continue to do this and end up down a rabbit hole, or
right,
am I going to actually make something of myself?
right.
Which I legitimately thought I could do it. Like, and and a lot of it too is being at the right place at the right time. I mean, even the mental state that I was in, like even the shittiest mental state that I was in, I still, like, I was willing to give up everything.
Right. Hey, but you know what? You tried. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm one of those people where I kind of feel like you don't know unless you try. And you
got to do.
Yeah, like, and I mean, if you can sit back at the end of the day and you can say, I tried X amount of things and I did this, I did that. You have that experience. I mean, it's a good thing, because not a lot of people have the guts to actually try something that they want to do,
Yeah, like, and that's the whole thing is like, I wanted to ride motorcycles and do that kind of shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Because of like the type of community and brotherhood and all that shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, ever since I was little, I've always been in like a fucking adrenaline junkie. I love fucking shit that goes fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie too, but I'm like, I fight. Like, I'm a fighter. Like, I love to fight. And I think that's where like the whole boxing and wrestling thing came in. And it's like,
well, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. But yeah, and it's funny because like I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago. So I decided that I wanted to take my motorcycle course and get my license, and I did that. In which my mom and dad were like, my mom, she was totally against it because, me being the daredevil that I was at the time, like I really wanted to just do something different.
Yeah.
She's like, man, you really need to get out of the house. You really need to do this, and this. And then when I finally do it, she's like, no, don't do it.
Yeah. No, what are you thinking?
Go the opposite way.
Oh my God. No, like my family is like still kind of like,
wow.
They were never really for it anyway, but they let me, try. And just when when they found out that I was doing the show on February 8th, my pop-up's exact words, he wouldn't say it to me, but he told it to my mom, and he's like, I really hope she's not getting wrapped up into that shit again. And, and I guess she was like, well, she's got the time. She's, smart now. Like, she's not going to lose her nursing career to do that. Like, all of that. But he's pretty, I think they're all pretty against it. Like, they don't want to engage in conversation about it.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like at the table. It's not like a subject that needs to be like brought up,
right?
And or that anybody wants to bring up, because it's like, okay, there's like only 1 in a million like people that actually have that it factor, and
right.
by all means, if you have it, or if you're just trying to create. But that's a good thing about wrestling, is you can create your own. Like you can
Yeah.
create your own. So you don't have to be the next Rock. You don't have to.
No,
be
you don't have to be. And I think that's where like what I'm seeing more of, you're seeing so much individuality.
I'm seeing more heavy metal, if anything.
Yeah, you are, but I still feel like each person, like,
they have their own style.
Yeah, like they got to be where they are because there's something different about them. And it's not, they're not all these like cookie cutter wrestlers. You know what I mean? You don't have 1,500 Shawn Michaels. You don't have 1,500 Rocks or Stone Colds. Like
if we had too many of those, like I'd quit. I'd die. That'd be it.
But yeah, it is what it is. It's wrestling. It's always going to have a special spot in my heart,
Yeah, and that's how I feel. It's always going to be there because, and from time to time, I mean, maybe it's just making me sad because I didn't continue it, but then I take a step back and separate myself from it. And I'm just like, there's a reason why I didn't do that.
Yep. The universe works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Oh, let me tell you, it's weird. I tried to go to the military and then I got mono.
Oh my God. Well, there was your sign.
Yeah, because I got people to take care of. And, a lot of people count on me. I mean, and, I don't mind working 2 jobs and I don't mind, side hustling. Like, if you want it, you got to go get it. And I'm at that point where I'm just getting it. And
yeah, it's a good feeling though.
Oh yeah, like when I sleep, I feel good.
yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I totally know how you feel. I mean, I had my daughter. I was young. I got pregnant at 17 and had my daughter at 18. And from the time that she was 5 weeks old, like I've always carried a full-time job. And it's kind of crazy because I've had so many people that are like, why don't you just be a stay-at-home mom? Like, why don't you, because I can't. Like, I can't do it. My kids count on me. I like expensive shit. So I have, my full-time nurse, like I busted my ass to get through nursing school, got through nursing school. I'm making, decent money now. And like, I've got side gigs, you know what I mean? I've got stuff going on, like feet pics for sale. Like,
I mean, toenails for sale. I don't know, whatever you want to get rid of. Honestly, there's so much money. People just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hustle. It definitely is. And, at some point in time, if wrestling finds its way into being one of my side hustles, then hey, whatever. But
I almost did it. Almost.
And here I am, like 12 years later, almost doing it again. Like,
it's like a bad addiction. It just keeps coming back.
It is. Like, it never goes away. And I'm like sitting here, and there have been times where I've looked at it and I'm like, it would be so much easier if like Chris and I were not so close, because like if we weren't so close, like I could just ghost him and never talk to him again. Like, I can't do that because like we really are super close. Like our bond, our relationship, like it really is like a father-daughter type relationship.
It's a family relationship.
Yeah, like, we're family. And just like February 8th, the show, like I walked in the first time after not being there in years. And like, you remember a corpse, Marty?
Yeah.
Okay, like he walks up and he like, I'm standing there with Megan. He's like, wait a minute, is this the doll? And like he comes over and wraps me up in a big hug. Tyreno, like he comes up, like wraps me up in a big hug, like literally picks me up in the freaking air. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's, it's like, it doesn't even seem like 12 years have passed,
Yeah, and that's cool. Usually how everything is, though, really.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
It's
real.
So speaking on meeting wrestlers, so let's talk about meeting Jeff Hardy for the first time.
Oh my God, can we not? Don't play with my emotions like this. Oh God.
Let me tell you what.
The love of my freaking life.
Yeah, he's loving me.
I don't listen. That is my man. He will always be my man. In my mind, he's always going to be my husband. In my little sick, twisted mentality, That is my soulmate.
You
Okay?
and like 40 million other females. So I mean, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, but there's a dip. I'm a little sick about it though.
Oh,
I'll
I kind
put
of, and I'm pretty sure they are too.
it. No, but you know what? Jeff Hardy is like my obsession with Jeff Hardy got me through a lot of shit. It really did. So it might be unhealthy, might
It's
be
not
a
unhealthy.
stalker, but I have massive, feeling when it comes to that. And I know he's not everybody's favorite.
He's my favorite, actually.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in general, like a lot of people look at him and they hear the things that he's done.
I mean, he's still
everything.
like doing a lot of shit, like, and that's just how he is, and that's how
he is his own person. He is different. He's not, he's not what society wants
deems.
him to be, and I love that about him. He's charismatic. He's he's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he legitimately was like the end all be all for me. Because like I went through some really shitty stuff, and when he broke the news and like his house burned down and he lost Jack, and then he was getting in trouble with the law and all kinds of shit. Like I was like, man, what the hell is going on? Is like this the end? Like,
listen, oh my god, when his house, I cried. Like
I did too.
I felt horrible, and I'm like, oh my god, like, because that's devastating for anybody.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, like, oh, he's got money, like he can rebuild with no problem.
No, it's not
true, but it's not like that. Like, you lose so much in situations like that. Like, you can't replace all that sentimental stuff. You can't replace Jack the dog. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, he's human.
Yeah, he's human, and that's just it. People think, oh my god, he's got all this money, and like he legitimately doesn't have that kind of money. I mean, it's just like
and not only that, but it's not like he didn't grow up with money. You know what I mean? So like,
he country boy. That's what it is.
Yes. Now see, look, now you're getting me all hot and bothered talking about Jeff Hardy. God damn it. I knew this was going to come up in conversation.
I had to, because to share my experience with him. Like he's legitimately how he is.
Yeah, he's such a cool person. Like I went to Night of the Champions 2008 here in Philly.
Isn't that when he won the title?
Well, No, he did not.
He did that at Armageddon. That was awesome.
That was like the next pay-per-view or something like that.
Damn.
But I was at the event, and it was so cool because his match with Triple H was the main event, and we had like really good seats. I don't even know how like we scored the seats that we scored, like for the price that my pop-up and I got them for, but we had really good seats, and like at the end, like where we were sitting, you could actually see like behind like where the curtains were.
Yeah.
So like it was really cool because the whole like arena cleared out. Like there was hardly anybody there, and like we were just kind of staying there because we're like, we are not trying to rush through this crowd. And where we were at, we were probably like we were like the second like row, not like the second row up, but like up, we were like up there, like in like the middle section, I guess you could say. And it was crazy because like everybody started clearing out. Him and Triple H were still in the ring. Triple H had like gone back, so like we could see them, like we could see the talent like going back behind the curtains and stuff. And it was crazy because it was like totally silent. There's nobody there. And like he goes walking back, and like he turns around after he got back with the curtains, and he blew me a kiss, and I fucking melted. Like I freaked out. And then like we did like a meet and greet afterwards, and it was just like so busy, so like we didn't even like get to like go up to like see him, but like he made sure to like,
he went out of his way.
Yeah, like he went out of his way, and like he's such a humble person. Like he's not a dick.
Yeah, like, and trust me, as many wrestlers as I've met, I mean, I can tell you which ones are the dicks, and usually it's the ones that are portraying to be nice or portraying to have like this good character. And not a lot of, nowadays they're not like that. They're humble. Yeah. Everyone's humble.
Yeah, most
so
of them are.
But like you always get that one that's just like fucking god damn, like what happened to you that made you this way? Like
Yeah, and it's not just that. Like, there's a lot of famous people like that. Like,
because they think that once they got money, like something happened to them for them to be that way.
yeah, oh yeah, that's fair. Like my area, I live just outside of Westchester, and Bam Margera,
Yeah, big guy.
like not that far from me.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like so many people in the area will tell you that like he has not been a pleasant person to be around. Like there have been comments made that like he was like he used to be like a real asshole, like a literal jackass. But just a couple of weeks ago, like I've never had an issue with him because when I was working for the cell phone repair company, like he had come into the King of Prussia Mall when I was working there, and like, you know, he was always very nice. And then just a few weeks ago, I took my kids bowling, and me and the kids are just minding our business, you know, mom and kids night. And who comes walking in the bowling palace with his wife and kid but Bam Margera? And like they're right in the lane next to us, and just like totally cool. But then again, I think like that was back before he like got clean and like stopped drinking and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that had something to do with, you know,
that usually has something to do with it with a
behaviors.
lot of people.
Oh, hold on, I can't hear your mic.
Oh crap! Hold on. Hello?
Are you there?
Hello?
No, I can't hear you.
Crap! Nah.
Okay, hold on.
I can hear you.
It's not working. I can't hear you. You broke it. I didn't break it. You broke it. I didn't hear you, but I read your lips. I can't hear you. Nope. Nope. You broke it. We're having technical difficulties.
Hello? What the hell? Can you hear me now?
Nope.
No? Shit.
Are you able to hear me? Okay, so I don't know why I can't hear you.
It's probably your phone.
Hold on. Let me like try something because I'm on my phone. Nope. Ugh, this is so annoying.
Hold on. Hello? Give me 1 second. Hello? Shit. What is it?
I don't know. It's still not working.
Fuck. Hello? I don't know. I can hear you.
Shit.
Try unplugging everything and plugging it back in.
I did. Okay. I'm gonna just hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Take your time.
I'll just